This is another fan-made video, again not financial advice. Alright, let's go. This one, we're going to go over tournament battles, everything about the tournament battles. This is our PvP version of high stakes, high reward, battle pet fighting and staking. This video is also going to go over how to power up your pet, which is an integral part of competing in the tournament. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. There are a grand total of 50 tournament slots. Each tournament slot has a different scaled amount of fruit that they can harvest per day. Basically, each slot has a higher rate at which they harvest fruit. The higher the slot, first place being in first, has the highest amount of fruit per day that they can harvest. So you can see first place is able to harvest 32,000 fruit a day. In this mode, the fighting power of the pet only counts for when you're going to battle other pets. It doesn't really have a relation to the staking rewards that you're receiving. The staking rewards are based on just the tournament slot value. So I could actually have a very unpowerful pet in first position if I was able to beat this kitty for the slot, and it would gain the same amount of fruit a day that the super powerful kitten has. Let me zoom in and we can take a little bit of a closer look. So you can see all the different stats here. Again, fruit a day is what they're able to harvest based on that tournament position. So this is first, second, and third slot we're looking at, which would be the highest fruit farms. Their fighting power of each pet, so this is what is discouraging other people from trying to take over these slots unless they have higher or better power. We'll get into more details on that in a second. And then finally, their pending harvest fruit. It's important to note the pending harvest fruit isn't something you actually get a share of if you were to overthrow these pets for their position. So if you battled this pet and you won, you don't get any part of his pending harvest. That harvest will automatically be harvested to this owner's wallet, and then your pet would then just take over the slot and be able to resume farming at this rate. Okay, so how do you know if you're going to win? I'm pretty sure this is the formula. I'm not absolutely positive because I took this formula from the Siege Battle formula the developer released and substituted in a defending battle pet power, and it seems to ring true. So the formula is, what is your challenging battle pet's power, weapon included, divided by the challenging battle pet's power, again weapon included, plus the defending battle pet's power. This will give you your percentage win chance. So you can have a very low power or very high power and win or lose the battle based on this chance. But every single time you challenge, it's going to cost you stamina, 20 stamina per challenge, and it's also going to cost you fees on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay, so just to demonstrate and for fun, I'll show you. I'm going to use this 100 battle power pet that I have and try to take out a tournament slot. Now, I'm going to be a little bit reasonable in this, and I'm going to go for 49 slot because it's a lot lower power than the first place slot. That being said, okay, so plugging this into our equation, my 100 battle power pet has really a 1.9% chance of winning versus this other cat. But let's see what happens. Okay, so we click battle. We're going to select my 100 battle power kitten, and then we're going to press battle. So the fight doesn't actually occur until you approve the fee. So you can see there's a fee involved with every challenge. I'm going to confirm it because I'm absolutely confident in my 100 battle power kitty. And my challenge failed. You know, this was totally unexpected. Okay, if I'm being honest, it was very expected. So you can see my pet now has less stamina from the challenge. I'm now no longer own the fees that I paid, and I didn't get the tournament slot. But that's how the challenge works. Okay, so now let's get into how to power up your pet. There's two mechanisms to do this. One is just feeding the pet, And both mechanisms have different benefits and advantages, so I'll try to be brief but get into it. On the feeding pet screen, you have the option of choosing different multipliers of what you want to feed your pet. So in this instance, I'm just going to pick an apple, but a blueberry is equivalent of 10 apples and a grape is equivalent of 10 blueberries. And everything is calculated into the denomination you want to pay with. So you could pay with pet, you could pay with bake, you could pay with BNB, BUSD, or you could pay with fruit, each having a price point based on what the current price of any one of those tokens underlying is currently trading at. So you can see at this moment, if I were trading with bake for one apple amount of battle power increase, it would cost me 41 bake to do so, based on today's price. This would increase the pet's battle power by 100, bringing its level to 200. It's very important to note what asset you feed the pet with will make a difference based on giving the NFT value based on abandon. So if you pay with pet, you will have pet after abandon. So whatever pet you're paying in, there'll be 90% of the pet value baked into this kitty if you were to ever have to abandon the kitty outright. Similar story if you pay purely with bake, you'll get the same 90% bake value baked into your pet. Now, if you select BNB, BUSD, or fruit, they will automatically be stored as pet on the pet. So they essentially kind of convert into a pet value, and so that's how you get value built into these NFTs that could even be retrieved on abandon if for whatever reason somebody didn't buy it on the NFT marketplace. Okay, now I know that was lengthy, so let's show you how to increase the power. So you would feed the pet. Now this definitely builds value into your pet NFT. However, it's very slow. It costs a lot to increase your battle power this way. Your more viable or your faster way to increase battle power is, and most cost effective most importantly, is to forge a weapon in most cases or to purchase a weapon from the NFT marketplace. Now which one makes sense more to do varies every day depending on the market price, so you'll have to do your own math on that. So if you did want to forge a weapon, you'd do that with pet, bake, or weapon. If you're using pet or bake, or if you're using bake, it's going to be based on the minimum amount of bake needed to buy 500 pet, which equals your staking power. That said, you bake into the weapon. You could also pay with pet, which would bake in pet into the weapon. Now doing this is the same increased battle power rate as the battle pet built into this other NFT called weapon. You will find if you use weapon, if you actually trade it into weapon first and then making a weapon with weapon tokens is a 1-to-1 ratio, so 500 weapon equals 500 staking power. However, you don't get the same pet or bake back if you were to melt the weapon. So if you spend your weapon this way, then it creates an NFT with the weapon that you'd have to sell on the NFT marketplace to make into more of a liquid asset again. But this would make an NFT. So generally, weapon is the most cost-effective way to increase your battle power. So if you have a weapon, or you purchase one or made one, then your next step is to go ahead and select arms, and to select the weapon. In this case, I don't have a weapon on this account to equip to this guy. So it would show you your armory, and you would select a weapon and pay the fees, and it would equip to the battle pet. And the two NFTs would be combined. They can be detached later at will, as long as you're willing to pay the fees. The NFT can be listed on the marketplace as a weapon solely, as a pet solely, or as a pet with a weapon. Alright, I hope you learned something about tournament battles and how to level up your battle pet with this video. Before I sign off, I'd like to thank Black Chili again for sending me another NFT. This one I'm going to use as my channel's mascot. So I've gone ahead and put a million bake price on it. This is not intending to sell it, but just so that you guys can see it on the marketplace and vote for it. Hopefully we can get this onto the front page to expose more people to BattlePets and everything about that. If you wanted to show some support, please give this a vote up. If you haven't checked out the other videos on my channel, I posted a few and there's more to come, so please check them out. Drop a like and give me a comment on what content you want to see next. Thanks.